let's talk about ghosts. Some of the oldest documents known to man state the existence of ghosts, from the ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead to the Gospel of Matthew. Even today, belief in ghosts is prevalent. Now, that's a very long period of belief in ghosts, and yet, in terms of actual evidence of ghosts, most of the scientific community considers the evidence substandard or indeed writes it off altogether. Now, I believe that that is because research in this area has been severely underfunded. So I got to thinking, what could the scientific community do if it could get proper funding? Are there techniques from other fields of study that could be leveraged? So with that in mind, I'd like to propose a new program, properly funded to scientifically and rigorously investigate the existence of ghosts. The Center for Ectoplasmic Research National, or CERN for short, would be an international organization, bringing together the very best scientists of our day. It would have many different means of investigating ghosts, but primarily it would be responsible for designing, building, and operating the Large Human Collider. The idea of the Large Human Collider is actually borrowed from particle physics, where it's been extremely successful and made many significant breakthroughs. However, the concept is simple. You get two humans moving extremely fast in opposite directions. Then you get their paths to intersect. I've spoken with many experts in the field, and they all agree that this method would be consistent with virtually every theory for the creation of ghosts. A human collider has actually been tried before. Unfortunately, due to the limited technology available at the time, they were unable to get to very high levels of energy. Fortunately, due to modern science and modern technology, we can get to much higher levels of energy, which should be sufficient for the creation of ghosts. For example, take a cart with a seat on it, guided down metal tracks. This has shown it can get a human up to a high speed on a predictable course. Another technology is a plastic tube through which a blast of water can carry a human. The water lubricates the plastic, again, resulting in high speeds. Now, either of these technologies might be suitable for our needs, but I myself will do extensive primary testing to determine which we should pursue. Now, both of these technologies have the added bonus that they've shown they can attract willing volunteers. That's important because we're going to need lots of volunteers. In order to get to a high degree of scientific confidence, we may need as many as 100 collisions per second. So I ran this proposal by a psychiatrist friend of mine, and she mentioned there might be some IRB concerns. So it turns out if your research project uses humans, you need to pass some ethics hurdles. Now, I asked around about this ethics thing. The feedback that I got was, you can do pretty much whatever you want as long as you have fully informed volunteers. Now, what I'm hoping is that we can make up for in enthusiasm what we may lack in fully informed. Our backup plan would be to build the Large Human Collider somewhere where ethics don't exist. International waters. Unfortunately, if we go for this option, we'll have to revise our budget estimate significantly upwards. To establish CERN, I propose a budget of $40 billion. And that gets broken down as follows. $500 million to design and build the Large Human Collider, $200 million for ongoing administrative and operations costs, about $19 billion for the ghost detection technology. I'll go into more detail on why that's so expensive shortly. The remainder, about $20 billion, would endow a legal fund for any unforeseen legal needs. So we have our ghost creation point. All around that, we need to place ghost detectors, resulting in a large sphere of ghost detection. Then, as the ghosts escape outwards from the ghost creation point, they pass through the ghost detectors. We can record the exact time that a ghost passes through any one of the detectors, and then feed that data into a sophisticated algorithm. That should allow us to model the ghost creation rate, as well as map common ghost movement patterns. Now, what can we use for the ghost detectors? We did an analysis of all the existing ghost detection technology that we can leverage today, and we found just about what you'd expect. Places that are old and creepy are the best candidates. It also helps if someone famous died there, or if lots of people famously died there. Examples could include old mansions, insane asylums, old churches, Indian burial sites, or battlefields. Now, we plan to combine these elements to create the very best in ghost detection technology. For example, take a battlefield and move an insane asylum onto it. Then scatter some creepy doll heads around. That should give us the very best chance of detecting ghosts. Unfortunately, these compound detection environments are extremely expensive, which is probably why this hasn't been tried before. Now, this is just a detection environment. To turn it into a detector, we need to add an observer. So we did some analysis to determine which observers most reliably report detecting ghosts. The observers that we found that most reliably detect ghosts are young children running in terror. So in conclusion, if we can get the proper funding, we can build the Large Human Collider, we can surround it by the very best in ghost detection technology, and once and for all find proof of ghosts, or at least evidence of ghosts. And if we don't find any evidence of ghosts, then in fact we'll have proven that ghosts do not exist. So do ghosts exist? Let's find out. Thank you.